And the first player down here in the bottom right, it is going to be the red Protoss Huck. And he is going to war.
They're going to bloody war. And of course, Pilly, the other warrior here, representing the other army. It is going to be, of course, oh yeah, I said Pilly playing for Storm. And well, ladies and gentlemen, it is war, it is PvP, and we are going to see, well, hopefully some disruptors, hopefully some immortals, and even more hopefully, some carriers.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to hang on for the rest of tonight, man. Like, if we're going to be... like, that just cracks me up all the time. I don't know if you were watching that tournament.
No, so the thing is, I don't get the references. I just think it's really hilarious.
Yeah, and that's it was the stage host who was doing CSGO, and yeah, it was just crazy. Yeah, really funny guy. He was actually kind of charming, so no, I harbor no ill feelings towards the man.
Yeah.
So
he's gonna go to war against you.
He is gonna go to war. Like if I say anything bad about him, he will go to war. But so. Again, very standard openings for both our players. 2 in each gas to start things off, then you add the 3rd in, and nothing too weird at all.
Not at all. And we've seen, I would say, the vast majority of our PvP games end up with both players going for this kind of double gate opening.
Yeah, I mean...
It's just so safe.
It's like slowly come out of the mold here in Legacy of the Void to become a very standard way to open. And then the only variation is if you go for the Adept first or go for the Stalkers, you can really do whatever you feel like. But it's very rare for us to see Zealot production nowadays. Was a little bit more common before, but now going to be Adepts versus Adepts yet again.
Pilly jumped this probe, by the way. I'm fairly certain.
Truly a bloody war already.
Yeah, 1 hit away from dying,
yes,
but he managed...
He's down in the red, the color of blood.
Yeah, but he dragged himself out of there.
Out of the pit.
Yeah, and he made it back alive. So right now, we see Pilly getting the scout, Huck getting the scout. They're going for very similar builds. Both now getting the Twilight Council as the first tech.
Blink.
Yeah, I love this. Blink versus Blink tend to be super interesting.
Yeah, that can get very intense. And like, if you're out of position and not paying attention, then one volley can change the entire outcome of the game. So both of these guys will have to be playing it very on point now. As we say that though, in before Dark Shrine.
They're in before Dark Shrine. Well, Dark Shrine
like both of them drop the Dark Shrine.
That'd be so awful if like both go for Dark Shrine, both go for Robo, and the Dark Temples do nothing.
No. Like both go Dark Shrine and then expand.
Oh.
And there's like no Robo for anyone.
That'd be so funny.
There's actually a lot of gas being banked right now, interestingly enough. I don't know why they're holding back now, Blink start. I guess he just wants to get those Stalkers out quicker, but yeah, well, Huck is going to go for the other direction. When you go for that Twilight Council, it is going to be, in fact, Dark Shrine.
So if you don't scout the Dark Shrine, you only know this is Twilight Council. When do you get your Robo as Pilly here?
I mean, he should be adding it in very shortly, within at least, I'd say like 20 seconds, because I mean, he's got the gas to work with it, and well, we'll just have to see. If he throws down a 4th gateway and decides to skip the Robo, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So, yeah. Did you see that?
I think that's enough for scout.
Yeah, there we go. Start that. There's
but he
didn't
have time to click it. No way he had time to click
No,
that.
but he starts the Robo at a normal timing when you go for a Blink build like this, so he should be safe. And this is nice though. Huck finds the pylon that Pilly wanted to be using to perhaps apply some light pressure, and now he's just going to be expanding. Blink being very defensive right now here for our blue Protoss.
Yeah, Huck's starting quite a few gateways, going up to 4, I believe, in total. Or 3, let's count. 3 gateways.
Counting together with...
No, 4, never mind, that's an aggressive one. Wow, you know, I keep forgetting, you know, there's always an extra 1 on the map. So right now, we're going to have the Stalks of Huck coming out here, quite a few. He does have more, of course, so you've got to be so careful as Pilly right now. You cannot take any damage onto your Stalkers, and he's still 1 Stalker behind. Now he comes down with his 5th.
Also has Photon Overcharge, but you cannot be giving up shield hit points here for free. Dark Templar is warped in, and of course we see that Observer on the way. Will Pilly pay attention? Can he see the ripple? No. He's going to slip up into the main base, but now Pilly reacts. This is going to give Huck a bit of an opportunity to perhaps go into this natural here, take down that pylon. Perhaps he'll find himself the Mothership Core. That would be a great pickup. The Observer will pop out, and he takes down the Dark Templar.
Yeah, well, another Photon Charge is activated. Takes a bit too much damage on one of the Stalkers, but still is a pretty nice move here from Huck.
Yeah, this is very scary though, Alex. Blink is done now for Pilly.
Yeah, of course, as Huck, you can't just run. You got to micro against this, but Pili has more Stalkers than Huck. And you don't want to take this fight as Huck, but there's nothing you can do. Right now, Blink not done for him. He's just going to try to run, but Pili gets the Observer as well. And very nicely, of course, because if Huck started killing off the Observers of Pili, well, then you can start getting those Dark Temples in again.
Yeah, he's even adding in a second one at this point in time just to be ultra safe, but great little move there from our blue Protoss. He killed a lot of the Stalkers from Huck. And as you can see, if we look at the unit counting station, he's got a good, he's actually doubling Huck in terms of Stalker numbers. And he could go for some good counter pressure here because he's got an Observer with him as well. So Dark Templar are not going to be doing anything.
A lot of energy, though, for Huck right now, although only one pylon. So if Pili decides to go for the pylon, it can be a very interesting choice here. Gonna see, though, Pili will have to deal with Immortal.
It's a little risky from Huck. He actually blinks forward, gets himself a Stalker kill, very nice. But you don't want to be overstepping. However, the Stalker numbers here for Pili not high enough just yet. Huck actually blinking forward yet again, being very, very brave with these units.
Is, but I like it because they are so similar in Stalker count, but you do have extra Immortals, so Pili can't take the straight fight. And if you get a few extra Stalkers here and there, that's actually a pretty big deal because Pili, without those extra Stalkers, can't actually have his map control, as Huck will be having a pretty decently sized army himself. So right now, Pili just kind of chilling on the map, making sure that he knows that Huck is not moving out at least.
Yeah, this Observer sees that there are no units in position for Huck, but his army is going to sort of keep him in check for now. He needs to be a little careful. He blinks 4 Stalkers into the main base. This is the optimal number to start one-shotting those probes. Very smart here from Pili. Start hurting the economy of his opponent. Photon overcharge is going to go down on 2 of these pylons, so the Stalkers getting only 5 worker kills at the end of the day. Ended up being quite expensive here for Pili, but of course he does have 36 workers. So good way to equalize.
Very, very, very exciting.
I'd say a very exciting game right now.
Truly.
In front of us. And Pili
Raise
now
your
with
cans, man.
Time to raise our cans. So right now, Pili with the less Stalkers. Gotta watch out a bit here. Huck right now moving out with his 1 Immortal. But you gotta remember, Pili with his own Immortal. And of course, with those Force Field, the Guardian Shield, and Photon Overcharges, can be quite all right. But
this is very nice, though. Huck is gonna go for the double drop. He's got, when I say double drop, I mean it's the double trouble because you've got 2 DTs and 2 Zealots. So right now, no units in the main base here for Pili to deal with this. He's just being held down in the natural expansion, and the probes are going to be taking a lot of damage right now. Photon Overcharge goes down. The Observer comes in as well, so he will be able to clean this up eventually, but that's a lot of energy that he can't spend in the natural now. Actually,
that's a quad. That's
yeah,
all your energy.
200 energy spent in the main base. He might. That's a bit of an overreaction.
Yeah, well, it means still that Huck has to run back. So he kills 9 workers, but then again, that was 2 DTs and 2 Zealots.
No,
so
that's a great trade because he gets all the energy as well. And I mean,
yeah, I think with the energy, it's actually quite okay, but you still gotta remember, like, it wasn't like Huck went in and just killed 10 workers there. It was Huck went in, killed 10 workers, but then lost about the same in resources.
Yeah, I still think it's a lot better though, because I mean, in PvP, it's more evident in a mirror matchup when the economy really comes into play. Because you'll always see like the guy with better worker count have slightly more Stalkers or slightly more Roaches or whatever. At least in most cases, if things sort of pan out and slow down a little bit. But right now, Pili adding his own Dark Shrine, dropping a couple of extra gateways, and well, I'm feeling that Huck at this point in time, starting this +2, no third base on the way, just very comfortably and sticking through the mid game. There we go, finally.
Yeah, and this is where I feel Huck is the strongest, where we don't get into these super late game compositions. You know, he just has a really nice micro and he knows how to use his units to get the most damage out of them. But you gotta be careful. Of course, you do have Blink, but you don't want to get caught here by Pili. Going to start running back now, and Pili doesn't have a third base. He's adding his own War Prism and a Dark Shrine instead. Now is the Huck with that Robotics Bay coming down, getting ready for those disruptors, but it's going to take a while before they can start helping him.
And both of them actually taking out the hallucinated Phoenix of one another, so none of them are going to be getting that scouting information they're looking for. Pili, though, of course, has a lot of sentries to work with. The single Dark Templar being split off towards the potential 4th or 3rd base location, and the War Prism also with its lethal cargo on the northern side. Again, the double trouble, 2 DTs, 2 Zealots,
Actually, 3 DTs even.
3 DT. Oh yeah, that is 3 Dark Templar. It did look like a zealot to me
Yeah.
for a second there. But very important that you note that, because 3 Dark Templar, they will shred through exactly everything if you don't have that detection.
Indeed. Pili though, just as this base finishes up, he comes in, no defense. Huck right now, he goes back. Or does he? No! He realizes he can't, so he's going to go for it.
Yeah, this is going to be such a weird fight because the Mothership Core for Huck did go down. Not a single photon overcharge used. And now it's going to come down a lot to these Dark Templar. Big photon overcharges go down, but he manages to actually take down the War Prism with everything inside it. So that's a huge pickoff here. And look at that nice focus fire with the cannon on that Observer from Pili, because now he's going to be relying on these defensive Dark Templar to keep himself in this game. Where are the Warpins? So he needs to get these DTs into the field. Disruptor is out, takes down 2 sentries, but is that going to be enough? There's so many Blinkstalks here for Pili.
Yeah, they're going to find the Disruptor as well. The one Observer here for Huck, I guess it's going to be his one way to kind of beat down this army, because without the Disruptor, he's in some serious trouble. But if he can kill off those, if he kill off the Observers, his opponent, he does have a chance with the DTs, but he's got to be quick. He doesn't have any more Warpins. He has 3 DTs right now out on the map here. 2 hitting the army of Pili. Where are Pili's Observers? That's 1.
Yeah, so these DTs should be forfeit. And right now, he's actually set himself up here with the defender's advantage inside Huck's main base, as DTs from Pili are chasing Huck back. There is an Observer here, of course, for Canadian Protoss, but needs to be so careful with it. He cannot lose that Observer. Did he actually snipe the Observer there for Pili? That means he cannot get another one, and he's just going to commit here. He's just going to try to kill as much as possible before his unit will eventually succumb to that to the Dark Templar.
Yeah, and well, 2 DTs on the way right now. I'm not sure where the other Observers are here for Pili, but Huck right now losing everything. He needs at least a few Stalkers to be able to kill these Observers, but this will turn to a really dicey situation. We see the Immortal dying. Right now, Huck's just microing around. Let's check. Where are the Observers? We have 2 in the main here. We have 1 on the way to the base. And Pili is just massing Observers because he knows when he gets enough Observers, he's going to be fine. But oh, you got to watch out here.
Yeah, well, looking at the supply, no workers for Huck. He has only a single probe just now that he made. And with no minerals, no gas really. 14 workers still here for Pili. And he even has the 2 Stalkers in the main base. He can make units. Huck can't. He realizes this, and that's a good game.
GG. And right in front of us, let's jump into the second map between these 2 players.
Okay, so let's start.
And here with our first player in the I can't do it. in the northern spawning position. Hailing from Canada, this is going to be the red Protoss Huck.
Give us some noise.
For his opponent down in the south spawning position. It is Pili. Oh my god. I'm losing my breath here.
It's always awesome to work for DreamHack. So the thing is,
oh, my heart hurts.
I have no clue when these just turn up. They just come out randomly. Oh man. Huck going for Nexus first though. Wow, this guy, he's got courage.
I mean, I'm okay with this though, because it is Dusk Towers. It's a little easier to secure the expansion because, I mean, you can wall things off. We're seeing Pili actually opting in to do that, so he can easily throw down a pylon, close things up, but he's not going to. He's going to go straight into those 2 gateways that we've seen here so consistently. And Huck, interestingly enough, not going to be doing that. So, I mean, double Adept opening here from Pili can definitely do some damage.
He can. And Pili right now deciding to go for a pretty quick scout together with Huck. They both are always making sure they know what's going on. We see that Pili won't be walling off completely. Same thing, though, goes for Huck, so...
Yeah, it's actually very, very open.
Yeah, completely. You're going to be able to scout anything.
Yeah, I'll have to build like either 3 pylons or a pylon and 2 gateways, and it's going to be really annoying here once these 2 Adepts hit the field.
Yeah, and well, of course, if Pili had gone for that 1 gate expand, I guess Huck's build just gets so far ahead because you get the Nexus right away. While now that we have 2 gateways, it's kind of annoying to deal with the first 2 Adepts here because you do have everything later as Huck.
One thing to bear in note, or rather to bear in mind, make a little mental note. There, we have the correlation between the words. Stargate. Any sort of tech that Pili decides to do is of course going to be a lot quicker, and it will arrive at a bit of an awkward timing. Now, Huck should be going for the Sentry or double Stalker here, because Sentry, of course, to safeguard the open front that he has. Good to have a force field so you don't die to a 3-gate all-in, for instance. And there's the full wall-off even. So he's going to make sure that he is going to be 100% safe, and I really like this from Huck. Great opening. Now he just needs to get some anti-air, because the Oracle that's going to be incoming very shortly here has a lot of damage potential.
It does. And, well, Huck right now, as you say, walls off completely. These Adepts can't do too much, but they're going to start chipping away at this pylon. With a Mother Core, though, we can start to see Photonova charges, but you've got to save them up as well, because against the Oracle, you're going to need them.
Yeah, that's very important to mention, Alex. Photonova charge is one of those staples in the defense here, because his production has just, of course, been very slow, and it's even going to get slower here because of the fact that he's going for that Twilight Council, which means that that's one less Stalker, and we only see a single one there on the production tab. PvP now, he could go for a very quick third base because he knows Huck has walled himself in. He assumes, of course, that there is going to be a quick natural expansion, and this is what we're seeing. PvP preparing himself to get that third base.
Even a second Oracle come out here from PvP, he's just trying here to be able to find damage with the first Oracle perhaps, but of course when you see a lot of Photonova charge being used, you might be able to come in with the second one in another base, and if Hulk only has units in one of them, well, things can turn bad really quickly. Here we go though, that natural kind of unguarded. Here comes the Oracle. Gotta see how many probes you do get here. 2 right away, late reaction from Huck. Going to see 3, 4, just racking up those kills. Beautiful start for PvP.
He's actually dealing huge damage with this Oracle, and the advantage that Huck had in the early game there, because he got that Nexus first, all of a sudden, gone. Behind this, PvP with this third base halfway done, actually at an equal probe count, he's going to have a huge advantage in that economy, and the second Oracle that you mentioned, going to be swinging in now, and this is going to be doing even more damage.
Yeah, and here we are. Going to get a few of these probe kills, going to have to get out. Now we do have some units, of course, to thwart away the Oracle.
Oh!
Might get it even. There we are.
Yeah, over-ambitious there from Huck.
Still gets 3 workers though.
From PvP. So how many probes have we had killed this game? 12 in total for the loss of 1 Oracle? Yeah, I'll take that any day.
Definitely. You gotta watch out though, because they still have very close probe counts because of this. But now PvP is going for the Void Ray.
Oh, this is very smart. I like this. This is basically because he saw that there were a decent number of Stalkers, or a focus on Stalkers there for Huck. So what he's a little afraid of is, of course, a blink attack. He saw the Twilight Council researching something. So getting a Void Ray together with Immortal production, once we see that shortly, is going to be very, very nice to stop what we see out of Huck, because he's getting the Warp Prism. He's not taken any additional gases. So I think that that's what we're actually looking at here, Alex.
Yeah, we're gonna see 6 gates in total right now for Huck. Killing off his pylon, does have the War Prism. Everything is pointing towards a big blink attack for him. While PvP right now, he doesn't have too many units. I agree with what you're saying, that he's going to have a few Void Rays, he's going to have the Immortal on the way. The problem being, he doesn't have that many gateways, he doesn't have that many units from the get-go. When Huck strikes, does PvP have enough time to get these tech units out?
Oh yeah, he most certainly will. I mean,
you think so?
Yeah, third Void Ray already on the way, and he's got the Photonova charge to work with. He can bait out the Prismatic Alignment, but I don't think PvP is going to be taking the bait. Look at that, even getting a Stalker kill, which is very nice. A couple of gateways going down additionally here for PvP, but he's setting himself up very safely, because now 2 Void Rays, 1 Immortal. This is really difficult to break with only Blink Stalkers for the attacking Protoss.
It is, and well, right now he did buy a lot of time. We're getting right on top of that Immortal, losing a Stalker, gets out again. I think at this point, if Hulk wants to take this, he needs to warp in his Sentry and go for the high ground.
Yeah, possibly. That would actually be that's actually not a bad idea.
You seem surprised.
Hey, sug scum. No, it's a pretty good idea actually. We could definitely see that of Huck.
Do you know why? I know that's a really good idea.
It's happened to you.
It happened so many times to me.
The issue is there though, Huck is actually quite heavily supply blocked. As you can see, he's just now starting the pylons, and this is really going to hurt him, because, I mean, he wants to put on the pressure. He wants to do some actual damage towards his opponent. Like, when I say actual damage, there's, of course, a distinction between killing a couple of units, getting a pylon on some probes, and actually doing real damage. He needs to make something significant happen, because otherwise, he's just going to be falling further and further behind. PvP has a third Nexus. He doesn't get the upgrades at the same rate as Huck, but he's just at such an advantage in this game that Huck if he just goes passive now, going towards his own third, it's going to be so hard for him to catch up.
And Huck right now trying to be a bit cute here, dealing some damage to the pylon. And setting in a hallucinated Phoenix to see if there's any defense in the main base. Peel though, not realizing why he's doing this, does have the Warp Prism ready, is Huck. And he's getting ready for that warp in, but still joining more and more Stalkers together here underneath the third of Peely. He does behind this, of course, take really heavily, so he's not trying to like still make this work. He's just constantly containing his opponent and trying to get a few units here and there.
I don't like this though out of Huck, that he's added in additional Stalkers. I do believe that those were warp-ins at home just to be able to defend any sort of potential drop or another Oracle coming in. But the thing is that all that gas, all those warp-ins that he invested into additional Stalkers, they're going to be virtually useless as we progress here throughout this game, because we have Immortal production here for Peely. He's getting additional upgrades, he's adding another Stargate, and Stalkers, even though they shoot up, they're not going to be great versus further Void Ray production or even carriers.
Yeah, and that is a possibility as Peely. We haven't seen these two guys try for carriers just yet, but with the second Stargate, that could be a thing, especially with these Void Rays. Now though, Peely is getting very, very aggressive. Huck needs to be careful. Where is his Mothership Core? There we are, 200 energy, so he's going to be able to put an overcharge all these pylons right away, but it can still be a difficult hold if you're not careful.
And no blink here though for Peely, going to be very important. Picks off the Observer, and then he can just back out of there, but these pylons, this is where he wants to take the fight. Charge is done here for Huck. He's only going to be losing a couple of Zealots here virtually for free. And Peely, he's maintaining a very strong position with his army. He's still got a decent number of force fields, but this is very smart from Huck. He's going to be adding more Zealots into this composition. That's when things get a little bit harder for Peely. Has he overstepped right now? Good force fields here actually from Huck. Going to be trapping a lot of these Stalkers and Immortals on the wrong side of things. These Void Rays don't do a lot of damage versus this Archon. He's going to blink forward and start focus firing them down. He's crushing the army of Peely.
Beautiful play here by Huck. And right now, Peely just running away. Disaster. GG. And Huck takes that second map.
That was a really nice move there from Huck. Really, really nice. He switched right there.
And here we have him. Right now, on the bottom left-hand side, a true Canadian. It's going to be Huck.
Put your hands in the air.
And his opponent down here in the bottom right, it is going to be the blue Protoss Peely.
Give us some noise.
And well, give him some noise. Peely right now playing really well, but having a hard time there against Huck's charge slots.
Very, very hard time. Charge Zealots with +2. Very good units when you mainly have Stalkers and stuff that can't tank for them. I think he wanted Archons with that composition actually, because he was setting himself up very, very well defensively. And of course it was like the anti-army versus Blink Stalker compositions. But Huck, of course, changing things up, which was very, very good.
Of course, and right now both players this time will decide to go into those two gateways. Runes of Endian, as we talked about, so popular right now in PvP, see it almost every single time. And I just gotta say, when I saw it, it just broke my heart because I tend to really dislike unique maps. When you have like all these destructible debris, cooling towers and stuff, I don't play well with it at all. But I gotta say, playing on Runes of Endian, even as a Zoe player, I just really like it, you know? It feels like people really quickly caught on to like using these rocks.
No PD.
Whoa.
Okay, Huck loses the probe. That's a little annoying.
How often does that happen, by the way? That there's someone
Just like pulls all the workers.
No, so the thing is, we saw that one more time, right?
Yeah. Finally got it. I mean,
so the thing is, like, we see so many times this happen.
He tried every single game versus Huck to go for that probe pull to kill it off.
Yeah. Oh, I love this.
Third time's a charm.
So the thing is, when well, I see so many times, right? When someone kind of dives onto the probe, and or the worker rather, and never getting it.
Yeah, I mean,
This was one of the few times they actually get it.
people used to do that all the time, like
Yeah.
in Wings of Liberty, because everyone would think like it's so important I kill this worker, and then after a while you realize that hey, I'm actually losing a lot more mining time, so it's actually not worth it. It's just more funny than anything, but it can definitely come into play because PvP, he threw down a very quick Twilight Council behind this, and there's going to be a little bit of a collision here between these adepts. I do believe PvP got the better exchange of that, but they're both just going to ignore one another and continue on forward.
I think actually Huck got the better exchange there because PvP got one much more damaged.
Yeah, but he had more shields on the other adept.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
Oh, but this is good though. This is great for Huck.
Indeed, gets right in here. Going to take a while until that photon overcharge. Going to get both these though. Don't get out of range, and well, going to get 3 workers in total. Seems like the same might apply here for Peely. Gonna try to run, but no. 3 workers each, lose both adepts. And now we see Peely though, setting up that pylon. This is quite early on. We see a very quick blink coming out from him. 3 gateways, 1 over here. I would believe we're going to see a 4th one next to this pylon.
Yeah, we very well could. It is, of course, going to be helping out with the warp-in speed. Huck going for that expansion and a robotics facility. So we'll be able to crack out those Immortals. But the thing that we want to keep an eye on is he going to go for the Immortal first to maintain safety versus a big ground attack, or go for the Observer, a little bit more of a support unit here in this regard.
Uh-oh.
Small exchange in the middle of the map, though, and Huck gets the better.
Yeah, better end of that. And Peel right now.
Thank you for finishing my sentence.
Yeah.
I was like, run out of air.
That's fine, man. When you know each other long enough, you start finishing each other's
sandwiches.
Ah, and well, Peel right now with warp in and going to catch Huck here. That's a big pickoff. Gets one stalker right away, catches the other one. Maybe won't kill it, but it will bruise it quite severely.
Yeah, this is actually really good here for Peely. I mean, considering what he's going to be doing, he's going to get himself another sentry as well. That's huge, because that's 100 gas lost. And, well, Huck has started the Immortal production. This is what he wants to be doing. But right now, 4 gateways worth of production right now for Peely. And he's got that blink ready in about 20 seconds.
And here we go, Peely. Forcing the photon overcharge. That's the last one we're going to see right now for Huck, of course. And we have a lot of stalkers right now for Peely. How does Huck really hold this? Because he has a few of these force fields, but Peely at this point could just blink on forward on top of the units of Huck.
He might just actually be dead because he doesn't have photon overcharge. Guardian shield has been popped. Okay, you have to blink your units. Blink is done now, and he blinks all of them, and Huck holds on right at this point in time, and he's got another Immortal halfway done. He's starting to add in these Adepts. Adepts are actually really good versus Stalkers, believe it or not, because they tank them so well. And blinking back here, very good for Peely. I mean, he's got a good advantage with this tech, but the Immortal is shelling away at the Stalkers, many of them getting a little bit lower right now.
You can't let the second Immortal finish here as Peely, you just can't. And I think you should have actually blinked on forward trying to hit the Immortal right away, because now we have 2 Immortals out for Huck, and although he doesn't have any supporting units, which is very true, we're going to see the next warp-in make it so difficult for Peely to really engage onto this army.
I don't like this, that Peely, he just kept trading. He was fighting the 8-way army. That's easy to replenish. However, though, this is very smart. Going to be sending these shades up towards the main base. Photon overcharge has been spent again, and they're going to be committing into the main base. Great force field, though, here from Huck. He's going to, however, lose the pylons at the front line, and with Blink, Peely can maintain his position. There are no sentries who can force field out the army of his opponent, but Huck is still, there we go, saving that barrier for the last second. Great control there from Huck. Very good decision making.
Yeah, very nice from Huck indeed. And he's holding on very, very well. He's actually getting his 3rd Immortal, and right now Peely's lost so many Stalkers. Oh my god, he's just going to lose several on his way out. But I think Huck right now, I think we can call this a hold.
Yeah, this is definitely much harder now that the 3rd Immortal was out. I mean, he did lose 1, but 2 still standing strong. And Huck, I love this, that he's not got the shields on auto-activate, and that's it. That's GG Huck.